What's going on, people? Welcome to a new video. It is a special one. I'm joined by Villarreal Fan TV to discuss Yeremy Pino and what can we expect from our new signing. The link will be in the description down below, so go and check them out and show love to their channel as well. Let us know your thoughts as well in the comment section down below. Of course, we're recording this on the day that we're playing Aston Villa, so you might have already seen Yeremy play. So some of the stuff may be answered, but we're going to go into more detail. So drop a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. How you doing, bro? First of all, how you feeling about the signing or losing Pino to Crystal Palace? Because of course you lot play Champions League football, which, you know, him coming to Crystal Palace, that's not going to happen. He's dropping down to the Conference League. Were you surprised by the move?
First of all, I just have to say thank you for having me. Means a lot. I think many people were very surprised by this move. It came out of nowhere for Villarreal fans. Even Pino expressed a week ago that he was looking forward to playing in Champions League and playing for the club. So for many of us, it came as a surprise.
Yeah. Do you think the move comes because of money element and Palace just offering more then? Because as you said, he has played, I think, 2 games in La Liga this season. He has 1 assist, and also, as you know, Champions League football is better than Conference League football. So does it come down to the money, or is it more than that?
Actually, right now we don't know, because it's been some speculations, but obviously he will, I think, earn 2 or 3 times more than what he earns in wages right now. So that's a huge difference.
Yeah.
So I think maybe that could be one motivator, but I still don't understand the move from his perspective, because he has been in the club for a long time now, and he just expressed how excited he was to join and to play Champions League. So it's very early. I think it will come out maybe in a few weeks, the reason behind, or
As you said, with time you find out more information. But let's go to the very start then of Pino. He made his first team debut in 2020. He was featured in the 2021 Europa League final, which of course he was the youngest player to win the competition at the time. Coming up from the academy, was there a lot of hype around him, and was he the next one coming, or did it come out as a surprise for him to make his debut in 2020?
I think personally, for me, I can only speak for me. It came kind of like surprised. He came up same with Baena, who was also another player who left this summer. So I just remember them from the COVID era in I think it was late 2020, when they first started playing for the team. And I think Unai Emery, he's very known for this. He will give the youngsters opportunities. So that's where we first saw Yeremy, for me especially.
Yeah. And in terms of the player profile, what can we expect? What type of player is he?
He's like a very how should I say? He's a winger, but he's very flexible in the positions. He can play on the left and on the right. He enjoys cutting inside on the left side, but on the right he's a little bit limited. He doesn't have the technical abilities to go at players. But on the left, there are more ways for him to attack.
Am I right in saying that for the majority of his time at Villarreal, he was playing down the right-hand side and then he transitioned to the left, or?
I think it depends on the coach. I think for Unai Emery, he used him on the right side. I think with on the right, under Unai, he saw Pino in maybe he saw his style fitting on the right side more than on the left. But he has been back and forth, actually, to be honest, because of positions, also because Baena plays on the left. So naturally that will move Pino on the right, because he can't. So that forces the move. But now that Baena left, I think that opened room for Pino to play on the left now.
I think that's good news for us, though, that he can play on the right, even though that's not his best position. It gives us
Mm,
that utility, the fact that, you know, if we need him on the right, he can play there. I think he's going to be playing for us down the left.
yeah.
He will be the replacement, so mainly that'll be
Mm,
his position. So it's good to see that he's better
mm,
suited to the left hand side than the right hand
right.
side. But
Mm.
it's good to have a player that can do both roles. In terms of his injury history, is he injury prone or does it stay fairly healthy? I believe it wasn't last season, the season before he suffered a bad injury. Is that a concern for us or?
Yeah, it's very hard to say because he has played 1 year now since the injury. He suffered very serious, as you said, knee injury in 2023, I think. So he just came back last season. So last season was the first season after the injury, and to be honest, he started a little bit slow. He was in and out of the team. And then another player suffered a similar injury, so Pino started playing more regularly. But as far as his injury historic, it hasn't been as much as the big one, obviously the knee injury.
Yeah, I've heard, of course, I haven't seen him play as much as you have. I've heard that he's lost a bit of pace after that injury. Is that the case?
Yeah, I think it does something with you, especially with knees. From what from like what I remember him, I feel he lost a little bit pace and also mobility. Before he used to be even more agile and use his body, but now I feel his legs are a little bit more stiff. But he has the pace, but it's different. I think he uses his body differently than he used to do before the injury. And yeah, when you have a so serious knee injury, it does something with your knees. So
Mm.
it could be, yeah, yeah. Mm.
Yeah, I despite that, I was looking at some of his stats, and I believe last year he had career high assists, 9 assists, coming back from the injury. So I don't know if he's adapted this game a bit differently after the injury, maybe less rely on his pace. But have you noticed that difference then in his style of play?
A little bit, but I think more it has to do with his rhythm. He has come into form, and I noticed in March, from March on, he started performing really
Mm.
well, and he was very like consistent with his performances. Whereas before, in the beginning of the season, he was in and out of the team, and he didn't perform as good. But he has improved over the last few months.
What would you say his strengths and weaknesses are then? He's not the tallest player, he's 5'8". So I'm looking at that with a question mark. Could that be a problem in terms of physicality? I don't know if it was a problem in La Liga, it doesn't seem like it. But yeah, how would you go about looking at his pros and cons?
I think, as you said now, the physicality, it will be very interesting to see how he performs in Premier League, as it's very intense and yeah, it's very physical league. I think that maybe I think that's one of the weakness. I think it's easy to, I mean, push him over and stuff. Uh, Physicality, and maybe he has a lot of passion, so that goes both ways. He gives everything, but also he can pick up a lot of unnecessary bookings. Yeah, silly, he can drag a player or tackle, or yeah, so that goes both ways.
Mm.
Positivity, I think he's a very like, he works hard for the team. He will track back, he will help out the defense, he will play a quick 1-2. So he enjoys playing on the floor, like on the ground, 1-2s and short passes.
Is he the type of player to take on the defenders? Because with Eze, that's what we had. We had a player who's willing to take on the defenders, try go past 2 or 3. Is he that
Mhm.
type of profile?
I wouldn't say so. I think he's much different than Esse, to be honest. He is not the type of player who will go at people or try to dribble and get past 2 players, 3 players. That's not his style. I think he relies more on playing link up or crossing the ball from the left side into the box. That's more his style. He doesn't. He tries. He will try, but that's, you can see it's very clear that that's not what his main strengths are.
Okay, that's interesting because I think he will offer more defensively than Eze, but then maybe going forward he might not be willing to take on players like we saw with Eze. Because
Yeah,
even in a training video in his first day, he's already going into slide tackles, which I
yeah,
never really saw, for
typical.
example, the likes of Eze go into. So I
Yeah,
think Glasgow would appreciate that, especially he's hard working because
yeah.
we need a player that could press from the front foot, and it seems like he's willing to give 100%. For the
Hmm.
team there. What's his finishing like then in front of goal? Because yeah, he's had as I said, career high assists, but in terms of goals, I believe he scored 23 goals and 134 appearances in the 5 years.
Yeah, that's also another thing. That's maybe he's still young. He's 22, so yeah, that's one of the things he can work on, end products. But he come like the thing I like about Pino, he will try. He, no matter what, he will always try, and he will put himself in a good position, either to shoot or assist. So for me, he's more of a provider, actually, to be honest. He's more of like the assist guy, the guy who will pass through, give it to Mateta or Saad, rather than the guy who will finish. But he can also finish, but he's more of a provider, to be honest.
Yeah, he's had 15 appearances for the Spanish national squad, and playing for the national team, and of course he was involved in the Europa League victory
Mm.
over Man United. Would you say he's a big game player? Because that's what we saw from Eze. Is he the type of player which you can rely on to step up when you need him in big moments? Because Eze delivered, he played a massive role in the FA Cup win for us.
I don't know how he will perform in Premier League, but when he performed for La Liga, I think he was not the big player, but he was like right below, right behind those players. He's not a player who will change the game, or he's not that type of guy. He's more of a team player. He's very all about doing everything for the team and work. So I wouldn't say he's as a type of player in that sense when it comes to being decisive and game changer. He's not that type. He's more of like a team player, provider, and such.
Before his injury, he was highly rated. A lot of clubs in Europe were looking at him. He was, the next player coming through. What is his ceiling then, do you reckon? Where can you go to?
I think if it's again a little bit early because he just came from injury, played one season, so it's very hard for me to say. But obviously, before the injury, he was very good. He was clinical up top. When he played. So, but the injury set him back a lot, and so he's now starting to get back, regain the form. So it all depends on how the coach, the Crystal Palace coach, how he uses him, how much confidence he gives to Pino, and it's only a matter of time, I think, to see.
So before his injury, then where was he going to? Where do you reckon he was heading towards if he didn't have that injury? Because as you said, he was very highly rated. What's his what's his ceiling?
I think he will easily become like a Bayern type of player now. I don't know if I've watched him, but he was like very good. He was very clinical on top. He had enough technical ability to get past players. He looked really promising, actually, the first 2 years, and then
And also, as we mentioned, just quickly going back to the left wing and right wing side of things, is he both footed, would you say, or does he heavily rely on just one foot?
No, he is right-footed, so he will rely heavily on the right foot. Yeah,
Okay.
so it's rarely I see him use his left foot. Actually, he's more of right foot. So as if he plays on the left, I think he will either cut inside or he will use the left wing back to give overlap, and so he will pass to the left back, or he will cross into Mateta. So he's more. He has more options on the left side.
Yeah, that makes sense because Eze was similar. Left hand side, he would like to cut in and give the wing back more space. So I guess that was the thinking in terms of signing him. And just quickly, just off the field, of course, with Palace right now, Glasgow's very high on having good players in the squad. We had one player in Rob Holding where he went against the manager and we never saw him ever again. But other than that, the squad group is very strong.
Yeah.
Off the field, of course, you don't know him personally, but has there been any issues about his attitude, about anything like that?
No, actually the opposite. He is very humble. He's well liked in the dressing room from what I have seen and I heard. He's very liked, despite being only 22 or something. He's more of he was one of the more experienced players, so only heard just good things about Pino. Actually, he's very loyal. Very loyal until now, obviously.
Yeah. So I was going to
Yeah.
actually ask you about that. What's your
Yeah.
thoughts on him actually leaving? Because I've seen Villarreal fans some of them be upset about the deal, about him leaving your club. As he was an academy player for you lot as well, and of course you are playing Champions League football. So is it that factor? Why would you leave us when we're doing well as a football club?
Yeah, personally, I think a little shocking. I think the shocking aspect of it maybe took a little bit over, and then once I settled down, I saw the club needs money to invest in striker, so we still haven't replaced the body who went to Everton, so probably the club saw this as a golden opportunity. Okay, we can lose him, but we get money to get the striker that we want, perhaps. So, but I'm a little bit disappointed, but so it came as a surprise because from what he said, he was looking forward to playing Champions League again and such.
Yeah. Well, let's see how he does for us. Of course, I'm wishing you guys all the best as well for the upcoming season. But before you go, where can they find your great work?
So I have a YouTube channel with the same name, Villarreal Fan TV. I post highlight videos of the players, Villarreal players. So I have maybe 2-3 videos, clips of Pino. So if you guys are interested, you can check it out. I'm also on X with the same name. So check out if you are interested in Villarreal. And I'm actually, to be honest, just very excited I'm looking forward to the match today against Aston Villa.
Are you gonna watch it?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. So I will see.
Are you gonna watch it with I wish Pino all the best, or are you gonna watch it with saying he doesn't perform well? Because you're
I'm actually I'm just excited to see how he plays, like how he plays and how he settles, and it's kind of ironic because Unai Emery, he will be facing his first match against the former coach, so it'll be interesting. And also I'm starting to like Crystal Palace and how they play. Ever since winning trophy, I'm been following a little bit more. So 2 ways.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Of course, he's got big boots to fill in terms of Eze. But he's still young. He signed a long-term deal with us. So if he develops and if he reaches the stage of where he was before the injury, I think he as you said, he'll go to the very top. And I'm personally very excited by him. We just needed another player, like a creative player, a playmaker in terms of with the assists, especially in the final third. We've been struggling in the last few games without Eze. So if Pino steps up, that would be great. And we're all behind him. So it should be exciting times. But look, appreciate you jumping on. And hopefully we catch up with you again soon. Maybe we might see Crystal Palace play going to Villarreal. We might do
Who knows?
Let's see in due time. But if you have enjoyed this, drop a like, subscribe, and make sure to check out Villarreal Fan TV. The link will be in the description down below. And until next time, up the Palace.